Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahalarim Ra, Yahaba Shem Yashar Bashar Hakodash, I'm double honest to greatness of the apostles. Father Yahweh, Yashar for the strength in order to make this video. And Yaratazar, which means Yahweh willing, that you also understand this video too. This is the part 2 to the other video, Occupy Till I Come, because it's obviously about us having our responsibilities on continuing the business of Yahushua, which is really to bring in the flock, bid the elect into the marriage of Yahushua, in the time to come, which obviously is going to happen in the salvation, in the chariots, really, in the crowning ceremony. You can liken that onto a marriage as well. But yeah, this is the part 2 of that video. And I said, let me just continue from the previous precept of which I had, which I read in the last video. And I said I was going to continue in this one. So this is Ecclesiasticus 7 and verse 17, verse 15 actually. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. Now what the Most High has ordained, what Yahweh has ordained, we are allowed to do, man, such as the law, statutes, and commandments. He's ordained for us to do those things. And of course, if we do what he's commanded of us, it's also beneficial for us as well, man. So really, the disobedience is in vain. But yeah, as I said in the previous video, hate not laborious work is the key part, man. So don't shy away from hard work. Now I said I was going to get another precept too. So let me get this quickly. Hate not laborious work, man. That's why do you think that, it says 6 days thou shalt work and then the 7th day you shall rest? There's a reason why. Because the Most High hath ordained, laborious work, man, working hard. The thing is, when you actually work hard, the sleep feels sweeter, man. It feels sweeter because okay, this is actually worth it. You've actually worked hard. It feels way sweeter. No, so okay, Proverbs. So here, not laborious work. Now watch this. This is Proverbs 6 and verse 6. This is Proverbs 6 and verse 6 to 11. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Someone is lazy. Consider her ways and be wise. Which means observe the ways of the ant. See how they are. You can look at some David Attenborough documentaries like Our Planet on Our Planet on Netflix. BBC iPlayer or something like that. But I know I watched mine on Netflix, man. If you actually observe the ant, they're actually very hardworking, man. They're very hardworking. There's actually a part that talked about, in fact, before I mention that point, let me read on. So, Proverbs 6 and verse 6, Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard, when wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So of course, as well as the occupy till I come, which is how a business works, man. That's really referring that the first meaning of that is the spiritual business of Yahushua, man. Us doing these first works. That's what that's referring to. We can also liken it as well onto our own lives as well. Remember, everything written aforetime is written for our learning as well. Learning when navigating this world too, man. In terms of the workplace and whatnot, and all these experiences that comes with life as well. And part of it is working hard for your bread, man, as Jake calls it, man. You gotta work for the bread. You call money bread, man. But yeah, it says in verse 11, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So of course, the same way one sleeps, a little slumber here and there, is the same way poverty will come to one who doesn't work hard. That's the thing. So, I had another precept based on that too. But yeah, I said I was talking about the ants because in the ant as well, in the documentary, David Attenborough again, it was called Our Planet. You know, it's on Netflix if you brothers want to search up for it. Our Planet. It's just one of those where, you know, you might be eating and then you just want to see about the creation of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man. Because there's actually a lot of interesting animals. But anyways, focusing on the ant, you know, the way they record these things, honestly. It's all through Yahweh Shem Yahshua at the end of the day, because, you know, the way they have the perspective of the ant, you know, high quality, you know. The way the ants work, they go and then cut off parts of a leaf. And then this was like a certain type of ant, forgot the name. But yeah, for these ants that were there, they go to plants, cut off a certain type of leaf, and they go back to their stronghold, you know. You know, you bro should understand what I mean, man. You know, in the ground, they go back to their stronghold, and then those leaves are used to feed the fungi, which really helps with the feeding of the, I think they call it larvae or something, which is like the offspring of ants, you know, to feed them, you know, and of course, part of it helps with defeating the bad pathogens as well, you know. So they work hard, man. Like during the day, of course, that's what they do. They cut off the leaves. You know, after cutting off the leaves, they deliver the leaves. They carry the leaves on their back, and then, you know, they're moving, man. They're moving. As it says here in Proverbs 6 and verse 8, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest, man. There's a whole bunch of them. And even in the David Attenborough documentary, he said, you know the way, for brothers who have watched it, the way he describes things, there's like a personality to each animal or something. They put names on the animals. But yeah, for the insect, the ant, he said this one doesn't want to go back to the colony unless it has something to deliver, which means that every ant has to be profitable, man. It can't just be there to you know, to be loose weight, to be empty weight. That's what it is. So because that when David Attenborough mentioned that, the ant, because normally the ant climbs the plant, it cuts off the leaf and then it falls down, you know, on its back. And the leaf is like a little bit of leverage as well. So it falls down, but it's supposed to grip the leaf as it falls down. If it loses the leaf, it needs to go up again just to cut another leaf again. So it's the same way, man. The point is that every ant has to be profitable to the colony, you know, to provide food for the stronghold, man. Which, yeah, when it says here, for 6 and 6, go to the ant, thou sluggard, thou lazy one, consider her ways and be wise. So, of course, wisdom is also gained from observing things, man. You know, from gaining experience as well, having a good sense of judgment, good insight. That's developed from observing things. That's the thing. Not just observing, but applying the knowledge of which you've acquired from observing or studying. So if one studies the ant, and then you see that the ant works hard, we ought to also consider her ways and be wise as well, and apply that same work ethic too. So yeah, that's what it means right there. So yeah, as it says here, and as I said also, it's also to apply in our lives too, so that we don't just be empty weight in our lives too, especially in the workplace or wherever that we're in. Because remember, we're Israelites, man. We're not some we're not dulled down like the heathens. You know, we're a special people, a holy priesthood, through Yahweh Shem Yahshua, who bestows us with our power, man. You know, a multi-skilled people, man. So yeah. So let me read verse 9 again. So Proverbs 6 and 9, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? And even the scriptures, it talks about sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on that as well eventually, soon enough. But yeah, that's what helps with sleep, man. Moderate eating. Of course, they say it's better to sleep with an empty stomach than to sleep with a full stomach. The thing is that when you eat with a full stomach as well, it does help you feel sleepy. But of course, you got the carbs and whatnot, and the body needs to use energy to digest that. But at the end of the day, it's more profitable to sleep on an empty stomach, man. But you know, each brother with their own routine as well. So yeah. says, let a little sleep and a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. This is Proverbs 6 and 10. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. That gradual process. When you're about to get comfortable to sleep. It says this, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So of course, that's the way poverty will come, man. Gradually, little by little, for one who doesn't work hard enough, then that the lack of resources will be there, man. Which of course we need resources in this society right now. Especially as we also wait for the MOTB to really be established, man. That's the thing. So when the Al-Shah says occupy till I come as well, we ought to have our responsibilities to go through. To look after ourselves, for brothers to our families as well. To look after the brotherhood as well. That goes into charity too. So yeah, that's the responsibility. Now let me get Proverbs 13. And then that should be really the point of the video. Occupy till I come. It's just accepting the responsibilities that you got to fulfill for your Yahushua first and foremost, and accepting the responsibilities that you got to fulfill for your life as well, man. Because if you ain't got responsibilities, they ain't going to be able to deliver the value of which you ought to deliver for those who are close to you. As I said, the brotherhood first and foremost, and you got your family as well. So yeah, let me get this to probably close out. And Yarotas, I'll move on to the next one as well. So Proverbs 13. This is Proverbs 13 and verse 4. The soul of the sluggard, again a lazy person, the soul of a sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. That rightfully so links with the parable, man. He who has been already given, who's been profitable. Example, that servant in Luke 19 of whom had £10 of profit for Yahushua, for the businessman. He's the one who's going to get given more. He got the one of whom didn't invest the £1. So technically he would have £11 right now. The one who profited £10, he had the extra £1 from the unprofitable servant, and then now he's got £11. So yeah, that's what it says here. But the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. And to be diligent means to do something with careful and persistent effort. If you look at the Google definition, it says here, the soul of the sluggard, a lazy one, desireth. So it's like, okay, you want to do something, but he has nothing, man. That's the thing. That's what it means there. Soul of a sluggard desireth and hath nothing. You could have a vision and intention, but if you don't work towards it, you ain't going to be able to achieve it at the end of the day. It says the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Of course, that talks about really spiritually, those of us of whom are diligent in this truth, and Yaratazah will pray for that diligence to continue. We're the ones of whom Yaratazah will be made fat in the spirit, man. And we're going to reap of that fatness, the spiritual bank account, in the time of Jacob's trouble, up to the point of salvation, man. That's why we're going to get this work. There's literally a channel, of the brother of whom he has this channel, GMS Get This Work, man. Yeah, rightfully so. So yeah, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. That's the key part to remember. Diligence will receive a reward, man. Those who are diligent. That's likened to the spiritual things, first and foremost. And it's likened even just to the regular workplace as well, man. If you want to get money to pay your bills, even get something nice for yourself every now and then, to get equipment or whatnot, you gotta work, man. You gotta have that careful and persistent effort. Which is a daily thing. So let me read verse 11. Proverbs 13 and 11. Wealth gotten by vanity, worthlessness, shall be diminished. So vanity goes into something that's worthless, man. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished. So it's going to break down. But he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Now it says vanity, as I said, that goes into worthlessness, man. Like if you just It says shall be diminished, especially if you ain't got the wisdom to retain it, because there's such thing as inherited wealth too. But it says wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, man. There's literally a guy, I remember, I think it's some kind of a documentary I was watching or something, on YouTube, where a guy stole like $230 million, man. That's through crypto as well. So that's one of those crypto scams. But the thing is, what he did, he spent it all on cars, on parties. He's spending a whole load of flipping money, man. So hence why he was also diminished prior to even being arrested, man. All those assets removed and sold. It says, but the well advised. Oh, actually, that's something else. But it says, but he that gathereth, he that works by labor shall increase. And labor, if you go into the root word, is yard. That's Strong's G30 and 21, if I recall correctly. Yard, which goes into. Hold on. Yard, which goes into. Just wait. Strong's H30 and 27, yard, which is the root word for labor, says meaning hand, strength, or power. That's what it means right there. Hand, strength, or power. So where it says in Proverbs 13 and 11, but he that gathereth by labor meaning yad, that's the root Hebrew word, Strong's H30 and 21. Labor means strength by hand, strength, or power, man. And there's different forms of strength and power. It could be more physical, in the workplace. It could be more physical, maybe if you're in the construction or something like that. It could be more mental as well. Those office jobs as well. Or whatever, because there's a variety of jobs nowadays, man. But yeah, that also goes into intelligence. Intelligence is also a form of strength and power too. Which is one's ability to there's really many definitions, but I'm gonna confuse myself, man. But the ability to do something. Let me even search at the definition just to gain clarity as well. Definition of intelligence. Because that I could create my own little definition based off what I've observed. But let me get the clear definition. So intelligence, the ability to learn or understand or deal with new or trying situations. So it's your ability to learn and understand new situations, man. That's one's intelligence. The ability to reason, as it said there. It says mental acuteness, shrewdness. The ability to apply knowledge, to manipulate one's environment, or to think abstractly as measured by objective criteria. So the ability to apply knowledge and manipulate one's environment, that's a form of intelligence as well. That could be seen as a strength or a labor, man. Where I'm going basically into the root word of labor, which is yad, meaning strength, power, or hand. Which is what you use in order to, gain a profit from your workplace, man. Whether as an employee or, whatever side gigs you got going on to, get some extra income for yourself, man. I know obviously certain brothers got to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Some brothers got a side gig going to help them out. Which, yeah, as the scriptures say, use the words. Don't be as those who abuse it. But the point of the video, as I said, occupy to our comment, which is really taking responsibilities to deliver our service on behalf of Yahushua, man, as we're here upon earth before Yahushua then arrives and gathers us, Yahushua in the chariots, to then reward us in the time to come. So Yahushua, stay strong, man, and then that's really the point of the video, man. We've got to hit not laborious works, as the scriptures say. Sirach chapter 7 and 15. So we've got to pray to keep going, man. So I'm going to end off there. Shalom Akim, Kahalan and Ra Yahab Bashim Yashar Bashim Rakal Kudash, and double honest to the Rams and Apostles. Thali Al Thali Hashem for the strength and all to make this video. And Shalom once more, man. Shalom.